stuff. Breaking major Fantastic Four update, new cast. Let's see what everything Lloyd has to say about this and check this out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, by the number of scoops we've gotten in the last 2 weeks alone, and that continued to come out today, you would not know we were in the middle of a strike that was basically shutting down all of Hollywood. But alas, so many updates today about multiple franchises, the most interesting of which broke late last night when a brand new actor that has not been rumored before was linked to the Thing role in the Fantastic Four right before, obviously, the SAG strike shut down the search for the rest of the cast. We're going to go ahead and talk about where this is coming from, a brand new source, but probably one of the most vetted in the industry insider game. They are new to the scene, but have come with a lot of scoops lately. We'll talk about who the actor is, what you might know him from, how he does line up with the Thing role in the way that we've heard in the past, the kind of actor Marvel Studios was looking to cast. We will also play a little bit of a rumor roundup over some of the names that have been kicked around, either familiar ones like Adam Driver indicated not to be out of the race just yet, and even Ryan Gosling's name making its way back into the fray. We're breaking down the latest actor to be linked to the role of Ben Grimm, the Thing, in the Fantastic Four, as well as all the other casting rumors that have come up over the last week or so. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with the release of Secret Invasion's finale in less than 2 weeks. So again, if you want to be entered to win, just hit the sub button, leave a comment on the video if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so while I do tell you guys to take these kinds of rumors with a pinch of salt, keep in mind this is not an anonymous 4chan post or just an anonymous Twitter scoopster, and while they don't have a record, this is coming from some of the mods over at one of the DC EU League subreddits. To be fair, on those kinds of subreddits, normally the mods are extremely discerning with how they allow content and whether or not they trust the sources. You have to imagine they're taking that same level of discretion to their own sources for exclusives. That being said, they tweeted out late last night that they could exclusively report that Evan Moss-Bachrach is set to play the Thing in the Fantastic Four. Now, the name that had been in the running and for quite some time was Daveed Diggs, alongside, obviously, Harley Quinn's Margot Robbie for Sue Storm and Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic. Then reports were there was major drama over the money and that both actors had dropped out. According to at least one industry insider report now, in the latest, something we haven't had a chance to cover but is worth saying during this video, apparently Adam Driver was actually still in the running and they were negotiating on the money for that role, but that's obviously been put on hold because of the SAG-AFTRA strike. None of that's being negotiated now. The other huge name that was tied to Sue Storm in the absence of Margot Robbie, which seems to have fallen through completely, was Vanessa Kirby, who has now been asked point blank twice by huge outlets like comicbook.com in interviews with a mic in her face whether or not there was any truth to her being tied to that role. And both times she smiles extremely wide and offers the same response: it would be an honor. And I gotta be honest, reading her body language, just how big she's smiling, and compared to some of the normal answers, like, I don't know anything about that, or that's just a rumor, she at least knows something. Whether or not she's actually got the role or yet, that's sort of yet to be seen, but she's definitely in the running. Where there's smoke, there's fire there. Speaking of fire, the last we had heard, Joseph Quinn was actually up to play Human Torch, the actor from Stranger Things, and My Time to Shine Hello had indicated a certain Doctor Who actor would be up for Reed Richards, specifically Matt Smith. Which, you gotta be honest, considering the team looked like it was locked with Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, and Daveed Diggs for quite some time, now it looks like it's a completely different team. The only other name I think is worth bringing up during this video is Ryan Gosling, who was originally rumored perhaps up for Doctor Doom, which I didn't see late last year. Now all of a sudden maybe in the running for Reed Richards, but with that source not being completely verified, and really hard for me to see Ryan Gosling either playing Reed Richards or a villain of any kind in the MCU. But that being said, there will be no movement on this while the actor strike is going down. Everything will leave it as it was, the same way they're doing with the productions, until they can find a way to work this out. Now, some of you in the comments yesterday asked if I was going to do coverage on this, and I kind of hadn't decided yet, and this is what I want to say about it. When it comes to things like this, I obviously will always side with the labor, because, well, companies crush everybody, and the labor needs to be better taken care of. But in a lot of cases, and especially right now with negotiations, just remember a lot of this stuff when it's put out publicly, really from either side, is meant to sort of gain either public favor and or some sort of leverage at this point. It's very early in the strike, and so I really want to see what comes out in a couple of weeks from now when tempers have sort of cooled down, when everybody's not as hot as they are right in this moment. And I know that the studios were very quick to release what they had offered and quote what the actors had rejected. I know the actors are very quick to say a lot about what the studios want and don't want. And I think the trickiest part of this is while the actors probably all have one common goal, all to be better taken care of on all fronts, especially in the face of AI and what that threatens to do for the future of the industry, you have a lot of movie studios that are competing with each other, now having to find common ground in the negotiating. And while one thing might be great for a big studio like Disney, or say another movie studio that makes tons of films, smaller studios that are now on the same side of them, where they're normally competing, might not have access to the same amount of resources. Thusly, a deal that's good for a big studio might not be good for a little studio, and vice versa. Now, while it is hard on everybody on the labor side, I would also say I do offer my support to everyone right now who's sort of out of a job and for some foreseeable time. It also wrecks the economies that are built up around these places, and the film community, guys, is enormous. I know if you haven't been around it in LA or even some parts of Atlanta, it's hard to imagine how much goes into some of these productions, but where we see a couple of actors and maybe people holding cameras on set, there are hundreds, if not thousands of people that go into every single little part of film. So this really affects everybody. Even though it's the actors that are on strike and the writers that are on strike, there are so many other people in labor on these jobs that are not getting to work either. Grips on cameras, or people who manage the talent, people who do makeup. And again, these are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who are out of work. So while I'm not going to jump in and really want to talk about what's going on between the actors and the studios, because they're going to figure it out, my heart and support right now is going out to everybody who doesn't have a job, who's not on strike because they're getting better taken care of, who just can't go to work because work isn't there. And really, life is already hard enough every day. Things like this just make it infinitely harder. So I really hope that the actors and the studios can figure it out, not even from a standpoint of go back to work and get the film started. I really have no interest in that. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna be fine. There are more scoops than I can keep up with right now coming out. From a standpoint of, I want everybody whose job right now is stopped to be able to go back to work and make money. I know it's got to be super stressful, and I'm right there with you guys. Guys, let me know all your other thoughts down below in the comments. Who do you want in the Fantastic Four? I've actually been surprised it's been this many musical chairs. I'm really surprised that the money became an issue. I can't believe Marvel and Disney didn't realize what they would have been in for. But hey, I mean, we've heard from Bob Iger many times that they spend less money. It'd be really hard to drop 20 or even 10 million an actor for a team where you know you're shelling out 40 or 50 million on just them before the film even starts with anything else. Let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We are still giving away PlayStation 5s, but instead of subscriber milestones, now we're doing it to coincide with the release of either Marvel movies or the finales of the TV shows, one of which is just 2 weeks away with the finale of Secret Invasion. So if you want to be entered to win, all the same rules will apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, live with my voice in the comments shown on screen. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, with original music under the name Allfires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.
Please subscribe, like this video. Have a great night, and see you guys. Bye.